What is it about waterfalls that so captivates us? For some waterfalls, it's their wildness. They're chaotic, untamed. They rage, thunder. They yell and impress. They command our attention. Or perhaps with some waterfalls, it's their wonderfulness that so attracts us. They're gentle, soothing. They comfort and mesmerize. They're like a whisper that draws us close. Waterfalls, put the wild and wonderful in West Virginia, and hundreds of them of all shapes and sizes are sprinkled throughout the state.
There's something about a waterfall that I think just takes people's breath away every time.
West Virginia has so many waterfalls, the state is trying to make a splash by marketing a waterfall trail.
I feel like there's just so much beauty in waterfalls, and every fall is different.
The first in the nation waterfall trail launched in 2022 and now has about 40 official stops. Participants sign up online, get a digital passport, and then just check in at each waterfall they visit. Once they see a certain number, they get some sort of prize. Tim Hamilton from Huntington, West Virginia, has reached a high water mark.
This is number 20. Yeah, so I'm up to the t-shirt level.
But the real reward for Tim and others is in the opportunity to soak in all the beauty the state has to offer.
We've got those evergreen rhododendrons. It's going to look like this even in the winter. The falling water making the sound to it. Just, there's something with all of the aesthetics. It hits all of the notes just right.
Lauren Huff is with the state's Department of Tourism.
We have had to date over 55,000 check-ins from 49 states. We're still waiting on Hawaii, and 15 countries. So it's been so successful. We're so grateful.
For water to fall, it has to have a height to fall from. And there's a reason West Virginia is known as the Mountain State. It lies entirely within the Appalachian Mountain Range, and it has the highest average elevation of any state in the east, with a nearly 5,000-foot difference between its highest point and its lowest. That's a lot of falling to be had. The mountains in the region are formed by layers of shale and sandstone. The shale erodes easier and quicker, leaving the harder sandstone. That often provides a ledge for the water to fall from. The highest falls in the state are in the 60-foot range, and there are a number of them about that height, including the straight drop of the lower falls of Hill Creek in Pocahontas County. The state's best-known waterfalls are Blackwater Falls in Tucker County.
So powerful, and makes me feel kind of small.
The falls get their name from the amber-colored river that falls about 60 feet into a canyon.
It's awe-inspiring and it's humbling.
I feel like a sense of awe because water is so powerful, and it's just beautiful, and it's literally moving. I feel like sometimes it brings like excitement all the way through my body when I look at a big waterfall like that.
The falls are often powerful enough that the resulting spray from the falls at just the right angle in just the right sunlight allows for a rainbow. And while there may not be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, seeing it is priceless.
Having the rainbow here as well was just like an extra punch of excitement.
Blackwater Falls have competition for West Virginia's prettiest falls, and Cathedral Falls near Gauley Bridge are in the running for the title.
I like the different layers of it and how steep the sides are and how it's kind of in a cove.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, the rock formation, really pretty.
Cathedral Falls are also one of the easiest to view popular waterfalls in the state. They're only a couple of hundred feet off the Midland Trail National Scenic Byway, something the Pickett family from South Carolina appreciates.
It's my kind of hike.
Yeah, easy to get to.
Here, Cane Creek stair-steps and jitterbugs down 60 feet before it empties into the nearby New River. Glade Creek Gristmill Falls in Babcock State Park may hold the distinction of the state's favorite falls for photographers. The falls provide a perfect frame for a replica of an historic gristmill.
the middle of the waterfall. And just all the scenery, you have reflections in the water here from the colors in the trees, and it's just like the perfect spot.
The New River Gorge, both in and around the national park, offers countless falls for visitors like teenager Clara Timmons and her family to enjoy.
Waterfalls are just really, really cool. I mean, it's coming from Oklahoma, we're pretty flat, so we don't get a lot of cool waterfalls. So coming to a place like here where we see all like giant waterfalls, wide waterfalls, it's definitely different scenery than what we're used to.
Some of the falls in the park are obvious and easy to spot and get to. Others are better at hide and seek and require a little effort to enjoy. Sandstone Falls in the southern part of the national park are the largest falls on the New River, and Sandstone Falls are wide. At nearly 1,500 feet, they are the widest falls in the state, and numerous islands divide the river as the water drops about 25 feet. Bud and Lauren Vandenberg are here celebrating a milestone.
She's really into waterfalls, so that's how I planned her 60th birthday trip.
It's the beauty, it's the power, and it's just this gorgeous part of our environment.
Several of West Virginia's state parks are built around waterfalls.
Nature's beauty, God's creation.
Examples include Holly River State Park. It shines a light on falls on forks of the Holly River.
We just like being outside by ourselves. And of course our little one likes being outdoors. And she could sit here all day.
And then there's Valley Falls State Park. Valley Falls are anything but peaceful as they divide Marion and Taylor counties. Among the many features of the Pipestem Resort State Park area are the aptly named Pipestem Falls. The falls get their name from the creek that gets its name from the shrub growing alongside it. You might be able to guess the hollow stem shrub was once used to make pipe stems. Speaking of aptly named, want to guess how many falls are in Twin Falls State Park? Waterfalls and state parks are a natural fit.
We're blessed with all these state parks and all these different natural things, waterfalls and trails and beautiful overlooks and sceneries. You know, we kind of have it all.
West Virginia has more than 200 documented waterfalls, and the official Waterfall Trail doesn't include waterfalls on private property, and some others that don't quite have the infrastructure to support lots of visitors safely aren't included on the official trail either. But that doesn't mean those falls are any less spectacular. Take Douglas Falls, just outside of Thomas, West Virginia. The 35-foot drop of the North Fork of the Blackwater River might be auditioning for a future feature role.
If you know of a set of falls that is amazing, please share it with us and we will consider adding it.
Chasing waterfalls can be an all-year-long pursuit, with each season bringing its own distinctive flavor. The strength of the waterfalls is very dependent on the amount of water available, so that means every trip to every waterfall will look different every time. Cold snow and ice in the winter bring out a unique beauty in waterfalls, and on occasion, if it stays cold enough for long enough, the falls can come close to freezing solid. No leaves on the trees also means some waterfalls are easier to spot, and the temperature keeps the crowd smaller too. But some, like Delaney Long and Bonnie Hoover visiting from Virginia with their families, love the icy reception.
I think the cold air just adds something else and awakens all of your senses to add that into the mix.
The cold air is very invigorating to me, so being able to see something that powerful while also being invigorated just by the cold air just feels so good.
The average annual rainfall in West Virginia is 45 inches, but the higher elevations of the state get considerably more, and a good chunk of that more is in snow. And snow and ice melt slowly, feeding the countless rivers, streams, and creeks in the state. And once the melt starts, falls spring to life. The summer months bring bigger crowds, even if the drier conditions mean the falls typically have less water to work with. But that means visitors can get an up-close look, and some waterfalls turn a bit more, let's say, interactive. Monty Edge and Dan Duvall are visiting from Tennessee.
something super simple to do, you know, and you can go and be alone or, you know, come into a group of people like this and say hi and experience the nature.
Something he said before we came is he said, all right, we're gonna go dance around the waterfall. So we still have some dancing to do.
But it is in the fall that falls find their perfect dance partner. The red, yellow, and orange leaves leave the other seasons green with envy. And it's almost as if almost heaven gets almost closer to heaven.
I really would encourage travelers to come see our waterfalls in the fall. It's just magical.
The picturesque nature of waterfalls perhaps overshadows another element of their popularity, their sound. If nature had a soundtrack, the noise of water falling just might be the biggest hit. And every West Virginia mountain stream sings its own unique song.
And you can just sit there and like space out and listen to it, you know, and just, it's kind of zen-y.
There's something serene and peaceful about them. The sound, I could lay down and go to sleep by that sound.
It's peaceful. I think that's the adjective I would use to describe it. It's peaceful. Like I would love to come out here and just, if I lived close by, just sit and just embrace the wonder of it.
Lots of waterfalls on the official Waterfall Trail involve a hike as the only means of getting to them.
Some are easy trails to do. Some are a little more advanced for hikers. Some are short, some are long. All kinds of different ways to see them and easier access. Some are, you know, a little more tricky to get to.
The beautiful high falls of Cheat are only accessible by either riding this train or it's about a 5-mile hike in here.
And then there are the high falls of the Cheat, where a train ride to see them is the better option.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, we were just looking for a weekend to do some fun fall activities and saw the train online and saw this route, which just looked awesome to come down here by these falls. Yeah.
The fall colors mixed with the water is just, it's spectacular.
Yeah, it
is.
is.
Very, very neat.
The 46-mile round trip on the new Tigert Flyer offers opportunities to make friends and see picturesque views along the way. And the waterfalls themselves are the most remote and among the most pristine on the official Waterfall Trail. And a perfect spot for Mark Phipps to spend some time with his granddaughter.
She enjoyed throwing leaves in the high falls, and you could see a couple of the eddies where the leaves would circle around, and then we were throwing rocks. She was trying to teach her how to skip a rock. So it was a fun experience.
For some people, the connection with waterfalls runs deep.
I feel like there's such a connection to time and Earth and the planet and the environment and everything, just the interconnectedness of everything around us and how important it is to protect those things.
Water is essential for our bodies. We literally need water to live, and maybe our souls do too. Waterfalls allow us to bond with nature, bond with the universe, bond with the beyond. Just ask Anthony and Lily Laretti.
It's almost like a song in a sense to the mind, to just really soothe. It kind of makes us connect back to where we came from, which is Earth, you know?
So I believe it just brings us back from when we're in our own mother's womb, surrounded by water. It kind of connects us back to that, where we're just less stressed and away from all the chaos and distractions that we have from our presumably real world.
For me, it's refreshing, it's cool, it's purifying, it's life. There's something going on up above that we don't know that's bringing it to us.
Other states are now following West Virginia's lead in establishing their own waterfall trails. A lot of states, it seems, are realizing waterfalls are wild and wonderful and magnetic they attract a crowd. I'm Dan Hollis.